All right, we're good.
All right. So last time, you all, uh, through forced march over a couple of days, managed to get back to the conservatory uh, relatively quickly. I think you shaved a full day of journey, a full day off the journey. You managed to get back, and most of you immediately went to sleep because most of you were tired, if not exhausted. I believe Trenton and Nair informed uh, Theo about what transpired and the fact that they were probably identified, or at least what they had done had been seen by others. Um, Theo went to bed before Nair informed his brother of what had happened, and his brother told him that despite their few new recruits, they didn't have the manpower for an all-out war with another guild. At which point Nair went to bed as well, and that's where it leads us to today. You've all long rested. You all should have also leveled up, hopefully by now. Um, you are all level 5, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. We lost Ryan from Roll20.
I'm not in roll 20 yet. Hang on.
Oh, okay. So it's a new day. What are you going to do? You haven't been called for by Theo.
Wake up hoping it was a bad dream.
Okay.
I got these scrolls.
You did. You got a few scrolls. Were you going to look through them?
Yeah.
Did I already tell you what were on the scrolls?
Yeah, but remind me, because I don't have it written down anymore, apparently.
Okay. I need to find where I wrote down what those scrolls were. Give me a sec.
So on
One was
D&D Beyond, I'm
Tasha's
using the
Mind
notes
Whip.
section.
Okay. I signed into D&D Beyond, but I didn't have access to what's it called? The stuff.
Because it just came out, I may have to add that to my list of shared content.
Okay. Okay.
I just now noticed that the background picture, most of the like people in the bar are like fish people.
Yeah.
Alright, should be shared now.
So you found, I believe there was a scroll case,
Yeah.
and then you found another scroll, right?
Was there another scroll?
Yeah, I thought you found another scroll.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
The only thing that I can recall is an enduring spell book and the scroll thing. So I don't know if
Yeah.
I had another one.
You had a scroll case that you haven't really gone through, and you had another scroll.
Yeah, in my notes I have spell scrolls and one scroll case, but I don't have what they are.
Oh, spell scrolls. Okay, so you had at least 2 scrolls in the scroll case. Okay.
Yeah, they were with the letter in foreign language, fine clothes. They were from the first, the
Yeah.
Guildmaster's room.
Yeah.
And the scroll case came from the runner.
Right. Okay.
I found the scroll case somewhere else. I don't know if it really matters, but
Oh, we may have two then. I don't know.
No, you only had one scroll case. You just hadn't looked through it yet. the scrolls you found in the Guildmaster's room were both 3rd level spells, Leoman's Tiny Hut and Phantom Steed. Excuse me.
All right.
And okay. The scroll case. I need you to roll a D100 for me.
Mm-hmm.
38. Okay. All right. The scroll case has a scroll of contact other plane.
Huh.
That is fantastic considering where
Scroll of
we're at.
contact other plane. What level is that?
Mhm. That is a 5th level spell. I don't believe you can use it yet.
Nope.
Okay. Where are you misty stepping to, key 3?
Sorry, I'm not. I'm just making sure my shit works.
Oh, okay. Do you get that because of your class or because of your race?
Hallie.
Palette?
Us, yeah.
Interesting.
Which is cool because I've never used Misty Step in the many, many, many years we've played D&D.
It's so useful.
It is. Misty Step is, I think, one of the most useful teleportation spells there is.
Especially for a tank.
Yeah. I think the only one that would conceivably be better would be like Far Step, but that's a 5th level spell, and that's a lot for just a simple teleportation. So, yeah, you have Leoman's Tiny Hut, Phantom Steed, and a scroll of Contact Other Plane, which you cannot learn or use yet.
Sweet. I'll take the contact other plane and hand it off to Banner, who's probably a little better equipped than me to talk to the guildmaster at this point, because the guildmaster ain't very happy.
No, no, he's not. Uh, so you go. I'm assuming you go and find Banner because he's not in the main room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Then you find Banner in a small workroom that he's been using for the last few months, slowly learning how to do alchemy and use herbalism kits. When you find him, he's putting the finishing touches on a few potions.
Huh.
He has 4 potions. 2 of them are in fairly small vials. Looks like maybe something went wrong when he was making those. The other 2 are about what the size and shape you'd expect for a potion vial to be. He looks up when you come in. He says, "Good morning, Nair. What do you have there?"
I see the ingredients worked well, huh?
These were things I was working on while you were gone, actually. The ingredients I haven't started to use yet.
Huh. Neat. Yeah, this is a scroll of contact other plane.
Okay.
It seemed useful.
I assume you're not going to try to use it yet.
Oh, I'm unable to use it currently. Too stupid.
Oof. Well, I don't really know much about that that type of magic, but I can see if Theo knows anything about it.
Okay. Yeah, see if he needs it.
I will. In the meantime, he takes the two potions that look like they are fully formed and capable, and he hands them to you.
Oh, is this about the cider?
No. This is thank you for that. This is for your travels. Since I can't really go with you, I want to do what I can to keep you safe.
Huh.
And
I
I
think you
finally
maybe
managed to start.
should think about it instead. But okay, what are these potions?
He hands you both of them. One of them, he's actually labeled them, is a greater potion of healing, and the other is a superior potion of healing.
Wow, that's legit stuff.
Yeah. Well, it took me a few tries, and he nods to the two smaller vials to get the healing potions down. But
What do those two do?
they're healing potions, but they're barely viable. They're
Huh.
they're not even as good as a normal healing potion.
Hmm.
You can take those as well if you want. They're just not as good.
Oh no, that's all right. I don't even know that we should take these. Wow. Gosh, superior. All right. Well, I'm gonna go study while I still have a little bit of time.
Of course. And he goes back to his alchemist supplies and resumes his work. Um,
I
so
have a technical question real quick.
sure.
Okay, so I can use uh Divine Smite and expend a spell slot and get 2d8 radiant damage on a melee attack, correct?
Let me check Paladin's Divine Smite.
Here.
So you are Vengeance, right?
Yes.
Okay. Use one spell slot to deal radiant damage to target in addition to the weapon's damage. The extra damage is 2d8 for a first level spell slot, plus an additional d8 for each spell level higher than first, to a maximum of 5d8. Which means you can use up to 2d8 for first, 3d8 for second, 4d8 for third, and 5d8 for fourth. Okay. And the damage increases by 1d8 if the target is undead or a fiend, to a maximum of 6d8 damage. Okay, so yeah, it's your spell slot you use plus 1 in terms of d8s, and it caps out at 4th level spell slots, which you don't have for a good while.
Right.
Uh,
So I have a question then. So if I use a level 1 spell slot to cast that
mhm.
as an action, right?
Excuse me. Um, it's not as an action. You can choose to do it when you hit a creature with a melee attack. So you don't even have to say it before you swing. Like if you
Okay.
hit, you can say, I'm using Divine Smite and I'm using this level spell slot. You mark off a spell slot and then you roll the extra damage.
Okay. So can I couple that with branding smite since that's a bonus action?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where paladins really get into like their heavy burst damage.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You are welcome. Wait, when do you actually get your normal Divine Smite? Is that like level 8?
2.
No, there's improved Divine Smite at level 11 is when you always add an extra d8 radiant damage. I was thinking of
Okay.
clerics. Clerics get it at like level 5 or 8 or something. Okay,
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
you are welcome. The rest of you walk into the common room with the bar. The new recruits are
Sorry, I haven't left my
all
room yet.
You haven't left your room yet? Okay. What are you doing in your room?
Actually, I'm going to spend time kind of just sitting around a little bit and kind of pacing and thinking over how we could have done things differently. And basically, what I'm going for outside of character is if it's like some kind of way where if it gives me some sort of bonus on future strategies for infiltration and basically not having to start a war kind of thing.
Okay. So, how long are you going to be putting towards this?
Almost until I'm called away from my room. Right now, at least.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be a while because no one's gonna call you for a hot minute.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'm hearing Josh's speakers.
Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. It just took me a second to figure out where I was getting that that feedback from. The rest of you go into the common room, and there is breakfast being served. What surprises you is that it's not the typical gruel and water you're used to at this point. There's actual like scrambled eggs.
Wait, what about the horses? Aren't we eating the horses? What happened to the horse?
You never summoned the horses.
Oh yeah, we walked. Never
Yep.
mind.
Yeah. Which, who has the robe? Who kept it? If anyone, is it still Velsar who has it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I think Ryan gave it back to me. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just kept
So
the
yeah,
scrolls. Yep. In
yeah.
books.
You still have those. You still have those robes. Um. The there's actual like what you would assume to be able to find at any regular tavern or inn for breakfast. There's bacon and eggs.
Huh. Weird. Who's serving?
One of the new recruits who's looking at the bacon and eggs with just awe.
Hey, new guy. Hey, where'd you get this?
Oh, the guildmaster brought it down, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I eat it.
Okay, he prepares a plate for you. Um, there's water and tea available if anyone wants some. Um, the other two new recruits are also in the common room. They seem to be
What's up,
going
Doji?
over
How you doing,
their
man?
weapons and armor that they've been issued, maintaining them, cleaning them for the most part. You do notice that some of them are actually, um, one of them is wearing the leather armor that you brought, and the other is wearing some the scale mail that was delivered.
Alright. Huh. I need money.
What do you need money for?
Hmm.
I was muted. What do you need money for?
I need money to write spells down.
How much do you need?
150 gold. For one spell.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Spells are
Oh,
expensive.
for the 3rd level spell slots, yeah.
Or maybe it
Yeah.
should be Phantom Steed instead. Phantom Steed's duration is only an hour. Phantom Steed kind of sucks.
What happens when you use it at higher level spell slots?
It costs a higher level spell slot.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, except it has a speed of 100 feet.
Oh yeah.
So,
What's a riding horse's speed? 60, so it's 40 feet
uh,
faster for 1 hour.
yeah.
That's still garbage.
It can travel
Jesus.
10 miles in an hour, or 13 miles an hour, or 13 miles at a fast pace. I have to find what a normal speed can do.
Maybe you should speak to the guildmaster we dropped off. God knows how much in ore and other materials. I personally would like to get some of that mithril made into some half plate myself.
Yeah, I guess 60 feet per 6 seconds is 10 feet per second, which makes it 6.8 miles for an hour
Yeah,
versus 10 to 13.
yeah.
So,
You would be able to travel much faster with a phantom steed than you would with a regular horse, even taking breaks to resummon it, even as like a ritual. Because it takes 11 minutes to summon it as a ritual, and then travel for an hour, getting 13 miles.
it's true. It is
Still be
basically always castable.
yeah.
Huh. Well, maybe it ain't such bullshit, but. All right. Well, yeah. Pretty sure the guildmaster's pissed at us, bud. Or at least at me. For the whole starting. For the whole conflict thing that we got into.
Can't be too pissed if he's fixing scrambled eggs and bacon.
That might not be for us, like specifically.
Well, never know until we find out.
That's fair. All right. Yeah. Feel
You're
free
gonna
to
go
ask for money for me.
Yeah. That's what we end up. So. So Johnny alone gave him over 100 gold. Plus we had the gold trade bars. Yeah, so we gave him 8 gold trade bars, 19 mithril bars, 2 barrels of gunpowder, and that was just the port.
Yup.
Did you leave the portable hole with Banner, or did you empty it out and then keep it?
I left a portable hole with Banner for him to empty out and yada yada.
Okay.
Yeah, I might go back to him too and ask, like, hey, about that.
I want my hole back, damn it!
And the bag of holding, did you keep that?
No, I gave him that as well. That was full of
Okay.
some junk.
All right. So,
I wasn't just gonna dump it out for him, So, like, right there, that'd be
Here,
a lot
take
of
your shit.
be rude.
take this crap. So, Johnny, if you are going to spend the next few hours going over in detail, like what you perceived to be and what you were told were mistakes, I'll allow you to make an intelligence check. and then that will give you an effect the next time you go into a potential combat situation
Okay, cool.
that you can choose to use or not the next time you go into a combat situation.
Ooh, I will tell you now. I will choose to use it.
Okay. So also,
But also, I was wondering, the bag of holding and the portable hole, are you guys using that? Or can we use that for, when we go out and find more things than we can hold?
that's what we were planning on using the portable hole for. The bag of holding, I mean, there's no reason you can't hold on to that.
Nice. Also, I need, things for uh research, reagents, etc. They're gonna be a little expensive.
Um, yes, very much so. Um, tell you what, let me go talk to Theo. He should have everyone's payment for the mission, and then I'll see if I can uh, get him to help you with the research you want to do. So he kind of runs upstairs. Um, do you try to follow him, or are you just gonna stay in that room?
I'm just gonna stay in the room.
Okay. Yeah, the potion he was working on just continues bubbling peacefully. Um, there are a surprising number of bits of plants and small bits of animal in the room. It looks like he's been gathering these things for quite some time. Um, some of them are old and kind of dried, preserved, like they were likely for use in apothecaries. Um, so their use as potions ingredients are probably deteriorating with every day. Um, but some of the reagents in here look quite fresh. Are either of you doing anything in the room while waiting for him, or are you just gonna patiently wait there?
I mean, I'm probably going to poke and prod at his experiments and etc.
Okay.
and
So
see if there's anything that I can do to help extend the life of these reagents using perhaps um, uh, what's that thing called? Gentle repose.
um so go ahead and make 2 arcana checks for me. First one is for the potion, and the second one will be for gentle repose. Okay.
Huh.
Okay. So the potion, I mean,
Neat.
it's just in the beginning stages of its brewing cycle, so it's really difficult to tell anything about it. It's got a slight amber color to it, and it smells a little sweet, but you can't really tell much more about it. Um, as far as gentle repose goes, normally you that is the entire spell matrix of gentle repose is designed for creatures. It's designed for flesh,
Yeah.
right?
Body parts.
Maybe like if you are very lucky or very skilled when casting it, you could have it affect plants, but it would be a challenge.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
You damn right I
Let's
got
think about
extreme
that.
RBF.
Okay.
I'm no necromancer. I don't know. I don't know about challenging.
Oh, by the way, did you take those other 2 healing potions earlier?
The 2 garbage ones?
Yeah.
I mean, he said they were garbage, so I don't really want to.
Okay. Then yeah, they're still sitting there in the vial holder. The stereotypical thing you'd see in a chemistry lab.
Ooh, can I figure out how much they'd heal?
You can try another Arcana check on them, unless you have proficiency in alchemist supplies.
I do not have any tool
Okay.
proficiencies. I'm pretty much
So
useless.
Arcana. Okay, Arcana. Um, these were made likely with the ingredients he has here. Potions of healing are probably some of the most well-known potions. They're the most researched, the most made and used. So their ingredients are fairly well known and cultivated. And he does have all the ingredients here he needs for your basic potion of healing. But they're all also relatively old. So these both would probably recover 1d4 hit points. Like they're not even as effective as, your basic healing word. Um, but it's still uh free healing, as it were.
Huh. I mean, I'm all right.
Yeah.
That's going to be heavy. I'll point to it and say, hey, Belsar. He did come with me, right? I'm not retarded.
Yeah, Velsar's in there with you.
Yep,
Hey,
just looking
Belsar,
around. Yeah,
do
what's
you
up?
think we can use some shitty healing potions?
I'm sure they'd have a use at some point.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe stabilize a friendly, something like that.
Okay. Maybe maybe I'll put it in the bag of holding
Okay.
if we get that back.
Yeah. A few minutes pass, and Banner returns. He actually has the bag of holding in his hand, and he hands it to you.
Ooh.
His other hand, he has a couple of ink wells that are have gold gilding on them, and he says Theo said that you could use these to add spells to your spell book if you wished.
Okay. I'll take them.
Yeah.
And then I'll
So
obviously point to the potions and then pick them up and then slip them into the bag.
he nods. He says those aren't going to be as effective as normal healing potions, but they'll do in a pinch.
Yep. I mean, somebody falls down, then any little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Velsar, what did you need?
Nothing. Just want to help you out.
Oh, okay. Hey, what's the mithril gonna get used for?
Some of it is going to be used for armor as soon as Theo can devote the time to it. Um, some for weapons, again, as soon as Theo can devote the time to it. The rest is going to be used for, I believe he said, warding circles and potential teleportation circle.
Huh. A teleportation circle, huh?
Oh, yes.
I have some coordinates you might be interested in from a series of books that I stole.
Yeah. You should probably go tell him about them.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta thank him for this ink anyways. And make sure he doesn't wanna, I don't know, turn me into a frog or something.
Banner just smirks and goes back to his potion. Says, "Well, best of luck, brother."
Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna go talk to the guild master. I feel like I'm going to the principal's office.
You essentially are.
Uh,
Banner does also say, "Oh, before I forget," and he hands you 200 gold. He also hands Velsar 200 gold.
Well, thank you.
Ryan, your guy would be the little, the nerdy kid in Breakfast Club stuck in detention.
Yep.
oh, jeez, my dad put me in here.
Um,
Made me come. And he put me in here.
we have at least a few days before we need to send you on another mission. So for now, I guess enjoy what the encampment has to offer.
Hey, where's all the deliciousness coming from?
Theo managed to bring some down. I don't know how he managed to get fresh eggs and bacon, but he did.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll ask him. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll tell me. Okay. Yeah, I go.
I will follow.
You're both going up to Theo's office?
Yep.
Okay. Johnny, have you gone up to get breakfast yet?
I mean, has it actually been a couple hours already?
Probably at this point, yeah. Everyone getting up, eating, talking, doing things like that.
Okay, yeah, I'll draw it on down and get some breakfast, I suppose.
Okay. So, again, when you get there, shocked to see platter of, scrambled eggs, some bacon, water and tea available for your beverage. Man at the bar, he doesn't quite have as much just awe on his face, but he still glances at the eggs and bacon every now and again.
Wait, who is this?
One of the new recruits.
Okay. What's he eating?
He's not eating anything. He's actually cleaning various glasses and plates and silverware, putting them up. It looks like he's taking stock of things.
Insight on the, glance, I guess? I don't know.
Glance at the food.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the Guild of the Hawk, this is the first time you've seen like scrambled eggs anywhere. It's just practically impossible to find food that everyone is familiar with. So for his glance, it's mostly just surprise and kind of awe that he's joined a guild that has these kind of resources.
Okay. So it's not like he hasn't gotten any.
No, he's eaten his fill. He's
Okay. I misread that then.
you probably still see a little bit of scrambled egg on his apron.
Alright, well, I'll just sit down, eat, and I suppose make small talk with the new recruits.
Okay. The other two new recruits are at another table. You do see Key 3 just chowing down. You don't see Velsar or Nair. The other two recruits, you see they are actually wearing some of the armor that your group brought back the previous day. One is wearing leather and the other is wearing scale. And they both are in the middle of caring for their weapons, sharpening them, polishing them, making sure that they're serviceable.
Cool. I'll I guess your discretion. Sit whoever seems the more open to kind of company and just small talk.
They're sitting at the same long table. When you approach the table, you see that they look fairly similar. The one in scale mail is clearly older, um, little gray at the temple. The one in leather is uh, much younger, just got the beginnings of kind of peach fuzz on his cheeks and chin. But their eyes are almost identical.
I say, morning, fellas.
They both look up at you. The younger one nods and grins a bit. The one in scale mail, he doesn't smile, but he does nod and say, "Good morning, sir."
Mind if I join you?
He just waves his hand at the table.
All right. Down. Say, name's Trenton. You can call me the Fox. What are y'all's names?
The one in scale mail puts his sword down and kind of leans his elbows onto the table and says, "I'm Keith. Here's my boy, Travis." And the now named Travis looks over, smiles at you, nods, and then goes back to sharpening what looks like a couple of daggers.
All right. And then I guess from there I'll just sit with them, eat my breakfast, and make small talk.
Okay. Over the course of, the 20 or 30 minutes it takes you to fully consume and enjoy your breakfast, you learn that Keith was a guard for a traveling merchant, and Travis was their scout. But a few weeks prior, they encountered some kind of storm on the road, and they, as well as the caravan they were guarding, were all rendered unconscious. When they woke up, they were here in the Nexus. Their caravan was scattered over a couple of 100 meters of rock. Some of the merchants they were hired to guard were already dead. The others were just gone or hadn't joined them here. They packed up what they could and started searching for signs of civilization. It took them almost the entirety of the 2 or 3 weeks they've been here to actually reach the encampment. And the only reason they did was because they saw lights in the distance. When they got to the encampment, they found Banner, who healed them immediately and invited them back to the conservatory. And since then, they've agreed to stick around for as much as they can and do what they can to help Banner and Theo until such time as they can find a way home.
Do they? Well, speaking of them, do they happen to mention any true valuables that were on the merchant cart they were traveling with?
We grabbed a few things, but most of what we took were rations, water skins, things of that sort. We were more concerned with survival than we were with money.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't doubt if Theo sends you on a mission to retrieve what you can that was valuable on that merchant cart.
If it hasn't already been picked over by someone or something, then we could probably find it again. Yeah.
A lot of open area. Odds of someone else coming across is pretty slim, actually, I would think.
Well, one could hope, at least with the amount of spices and stuff that we were transporting.
And I guess that's about the extent of the important stuff. I'll just continue small talk. That doesn't matter.
Oh yeah. I mean, the only other real small talk you get is from Travis, who asks like, "Why the fox?"
My call sign from the other world.
Mm. About this time is when Nair and Velsar show back up in the common room. They go upstairs. Banner shows up a few minutes after they did and makes his way over to you and the two newcomers you're with. And he says, Trenton, your payment for the last mission. And he hands you a small bag that has 200 gold in it.
Cool. I pushed his hand away and I said, use it for the guild.
He just raises an eyebrow at you and he says, we've already used most of what you brought, or we will. This is for just things to make your life easier or more enjoyable. And he puts the bag on the table next to you. Goes over to Key 3 and he says, Lady Key 3, your payment for the last mission. And he puts a bag with 200 gold in it on the table.
Appreciate you, friend.
He nods and then he goes back to the room he came out of. Velsar and Nair go up to meet Theo in his office. The door is closed. I'm assuming you knock.
Yes.
Okay. After a few moments, the door opens, and Theo, you can see him at his desk. He seems to be going over various parchments with kind of arcane sigils and symbols on them.
Oh, I'll be right back. And then I run away.
Okay. So
I gotta go to my room to get the books.
yeah. Velsar, you are standing there in Theo's office, who is feverishly kind of going over various pieces of parchment and vellum.
Okay. I'm gonna stand there and whistle awkwardly.
Okay.
And then see if he kind of like glances in my direction.
Yeah. He looks up and says, "How can I help you, Velsar?"
Oh, hey, was kind of up here with Nair. He had something to ask you, but oh, I remember now what I was going to ask you, or more so hand you. I found this, and so I hand him ledger from the other guild.
Okay. He takes it and he opens it and he starts leafing through it. Like, oh. He backtracks a few times into the book, and he keeps turning pages and says they have a surprising number of allies for being here in such a short amount of time. Thank you. This will help with potential, shall we say, diplomatic overtures.
Awesome. I'm glad I stumbled upon it and grabbed it just in case we might find something that can be useful for us.
Okay, all right, here it is. Okay, jeez. Oof.
Okay.
Ah, that would have been awkward.
Okay. You stumble back into the room, clutching the several books you ran to gather.
Uh-huh.
Um, what are your passive perceptions?
Mine is 15.
10.
15.
Well,
Okay. Well, Key3, you're downstairs eating your fill of scrambled eggs and bacon and tea.
And yet
So,
she knows.
and yet she knows, even with the passive perception of 12, she sees through the floors. His office is larger than it was, even the previous night.
Huh.
And there is a couple of doors in the wall that weren't there before, which is really odd because, as far as you know, that wall was facing the outside. The doors themselves are just a very dark, almost black wrought iron, um, with studded metal bands along them, and no actual doorknob or handle, but a small silvery plate in the middle of them, middle of each.
Can I roll Arcana on that?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Um, the closest you've heard of something like that would be some very high level magic, but like you've never actually seen one before. In this case, you've never actually seen a demiplane before, but that seems to be the closest analog you can think of. Is that it would have been a some kind of demiplane,
Huh.
um, or at least um, that's what you assume it would be, based on um, the necessary permutations and transformations to physical space, as well as the door kind of appearing out of nowhere.
So his office is maybe a demiplane? Or
It's
the door
possible
may lead to a demiplane, or maybe even both.
the door may lead to a demiplane. It's possible he may have done some kind of arcane shenanigans to his office to kind of like make it bigger on the inside.
Neat. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to talk to him then. Theo, first of all, thank you for the ink. I don't know what it is or what it does, but thank you.
It's just the typical ink that we use to inscribe new spells into our books. I figured you're going to need it.
Uh, Maybe. Um, Second off, here are some books that have coordinates for several teleportation circles in the planes. Figured
That
maybe they might make good reference material.
he holds his hand out and say they absolutely will.
Okay, yeah, I hand him the bundle of books.
He takes them and he places them on a small table to the side of his desk. Um, and then he goes back to his parchments. Says, take the next couple of days off, just rest, recover. Um, I should have a new assignment for you by then.
Okay. I leave.
Okay. How about you, Velsar? Do you leave as well, or are you gonna stick around and talk to him a bit?
I'm gonna turn around like I'm walking with there, and then at the last second before I kind of shut the door, I'm gonna go. Oh yeah. One last thing. It would be fantastic if I could get a set of half plate made out of that mithril. But if not, I understand. And I pull the door close behind me.
Okay. Um, do you have persuasion?
Not proficiency, but I am
So
very
what's your
charismatic, so
okay? Give me a sec. Huh. Okay. Your charisma score is what? +5?
yep.
You said your passive perception was 15.
Yes.
Before you close the door, you just see him. He's looking at his papers, but you see him nod before the door closes.
Sweet.
Hey, so what's this special ink used for?
That is essentially the ink you would need the money for. You know, you have to have gold to inscribe spells into your spell book outside of leveling.
Ah, yeah.
That's what it is.
Okay. How much?
Um, both of those ink wells could probably get you a grand total of 8 levels worth of spells inscribed into your book.
8 levels worth
So
of spells.
if you use both of those scrolls, that would take you about, what is it, like you don't get any you don't have any kind of savant for schools of magic, do you?
Nope. However,
Okay,
everything takes less time for me.
interesting.
Instead of 2
Everything.
hours, it takes me 2 minutes.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, instead of 2 hours for me to write things down, it takes me 2 minutes.
Holy shit, that's incredibly powerful.
Yeah, the time you must spend to copy a spell into your spell book equals 2 minutes per spell level. If you use the quill, my special quill, which I
Okay,
do use.
the quill doesn't require ink.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, maybe I'll need that, but obviously I need that.
Interesting. Okay. So you will need to use the ink at least, but yeah, you have your quill. So it takes you a total of what, 12 minutes to put both scrolls into your spell book?
Yeah,
Okay.
12 minutes.
So you do have to make arcana checks, one for each.
Yes, I do. Yeah, and the two that I'm going to do are uh Leomund's tiny hut
Hmm.
and Tasha's mind whip. So first,
Oh, that's right. You got one of those, didn't you? So that would only take you about 10 minutes total.
what's that?
That would only take you about 10 minutes total. Because Tasha's Mind Whip is a second level spell, and
Oh,
Leon's
that's a
Tiny Hut
second
third
level
level.
spell?
Yeah.
Oh, well, never mind. Then I can try all 3 of them, and I'll just use up all the ink.
Okay.
I
So that
thought
would
those were
be
all.
no.
I thought those
Tasha's
were all
Mind Whip
third
is a
level
second
for some
level
reason.
spell.
Okay. All right. Sweet. So let's do it in order of Tasha's Mind Whip, then Leoman's Tiny Hut, then Phantom Steed, the order that I have it written down in.
Okay.
And that is, first of all, 1 Arcana.
You.
Tasha's Mind Whip is gone.
Yes, it is.
And
Sorry.
then the other one,
That
which
one
succeeds
succeeds.
barely. And then
Yeah.
the last one, which
You failed.
also does not succeed.
Okay.
Wow, I'm shitty at this.
So you only got Leoman's Tiny Hut from all that. It took you a grand total of 16 minutes. You used all the ink.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for a great deal of it, you kind of splotched a lot of it, and of course, you consumed the spell scrolls when you did so. But you got at least 1 extra spell from all that.
Fuck, that sucked.
Yeah, it did.
Nair, are
Curse of
you
the
okay?
Past.
Are you having tremors? What's going on?
He's covered in arcane ink. It just kind of
I,
like
I am the scroll now.
glitters. Yeah. It's like, have you seen that photo of the little kid who's just covered in ink?
I decided to taste it, and that was a bad idea.
I'm gonna give Nair a water scan and say, I think you might be dehydrated, man.
I only drink ink now. Huh. Yeah. There's just there's no spot for me to just add a spell. That's weird. Okay.
That's essentially what just happened right there.
Whoopsie doodle. Whoopsie doodle.
Okay.
That's the way the dipsy doodle works.
Oop. Did we lose Johnny?
Mm. Okay. Well. Rad.
Okay. So, key 3. You look up from the remains of your breakfast to see Nair just kind of fumbling and bumbling and inkwell and destroying a couple of spell scrolls while copying a single spell into his spell book.
Cursing loudly.
Yes, cursing rather loudly for a noble.
Nobly cursing loudly.
Yeah.
I
Is there
go
anything?
over to him and ask him if he's okay.
Yeah.
Fucking fine. Fucking great. Fucking fantastic. Fuck.
He seems rather upset.
Mm, what's wrong there, friend?
Fucking just fucking it's everywhere. Look at it. It's fucking all over the place. Fuck. Just fucking it up. Just fucking it up left and right. Just fucking it up as usual, you know.
I'm
Thanks,
gonna
friend.
cast prestidigitation to clean up Nair.
When did you learn that?
He's a warlock. So it's one of like the 2 cantrips he knows.
Yeah.
Oh.
I blow shit up and I clean it up.
Yep.
Nice.
So, Nair, what looks to be about 250 gold's worth of arcane magical ink just disappears from your body.
Oh no. Oh no, I could have saved that. Oh no. No. No, it's fine.
Unfortunately, of course, the spell scrolls were still destroyed in their attempted scribing. So, no Phantom Steed or Tasha's Mind Whip for you.
All right. Well, at least I got one spell. You know what? That
Okay.
was probably the best spell too. So at least I got that one.
Arguably, yeah. It's the most utility. So, all three of you are together. Trenton is a little bit busy talking to some of the new blood. Has anyone heard from Johnny? Like, what's going on? Why he dropped out of Discord?
He's just tired of our shit.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Um, so you all have 200 gold, and at least a couple of days of rest. Do we just lose Johnny again? Did he full on lose his internet? Oh, his power surged. Okay.
That's the way the dipsy doodle works.
Yep. So, what do you want to do with your 2 or 3 days of downtime?
I mean, I don't know, study transmutation.
Okay. So you want to spend your time essentially studying the School of Transmutation and the
Yeah, I got these
magic
books.
therein. Okay.
Okay. So I have that letter in a foreign language.
Oh, I also have
Let's
a little
see.
puzzle.
That's right. You have that puzzle box.
Wait, not a puzzle box. I have a encoded book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the puzzle box and language letter, which
Hmm.
I will use. Comprehend
Hello.
language.
Hey, Johnny. Okay. Uh, so I forget, what languages do you normally speak?
Common, Elvish, Sylvan, and Undercommon.
Okay. Once you cast Comprehend Languages, you recognize that this is abyssal. And it is essentially a letter that Kenneth, the guild master of the bear, received. But he received it while he was in the Nexus. And it's essentially telling him that while the agreements will be respected, no demonic forces will be coming to his aid due to the nature of the plane he found himself in. As such, they will only receive goods and resources, but no actual personnel. Um, it is just signed with a seal. There's no name. on the bottom of it.
Okay. Is it something that I might recognize?
Do you have religion as one of your skills?
Uh, Efficiency.
Okay. I mean, it'd be a basic intelligence check then.
Oh,
Ooh,
no shit.
Okay. Okay.
And just
Um,
FYI, this is pretty cool. I have not rolled this before, but I got the dice that came with. They're like zombie dice or whatever.
yeah.
So it made this loud, weird thud, and then the dice fades away, like kind of like smoky. It's pretty cool. It was just like it was a cool effect for the first time I rolled this was a 20.
Okay.
Nice.
So that is the seal of Demon Prince. Um,
Okay.
I mean, um, which one was it? One of the Demon Princes.
Beelzebub.
Uh, no, this is Malconthet, which is the Queen of the Succubi.
Um, okay. So upon reading this, I kind of dart back up to the guildmaster's office.
There's an image of her. Okay.
And I give a kind of a light tap on the door.
Yes. The door opens.
Like, yeah, I forgot I had this. I couldn't recognize the language. But you need to read this. And I kind
Okay.
of like lightly jog over to him.
He takes it and he can actually read that. And he's looking through, and you just hear him whisper like, "Fuck, fuck, fuck," as he's reading through it. Um,
I agree. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck indeed.
So he he puts the letter down and he points at the seal, which was um, a pair of lips. The lower one has a thorn that's just like pierced through it with a single drop of blood below that. It says, "Did you see that symbol anywhere else in their guild hall?"
Do I recall seeing that anywhere?
No, it wasn't anywhere else.
Okay. No, I don't. That's the first time I've seen that.
Um,
Or clarify, since I knew what it was, the first time I've seen that since coming here.
yeah. Um, you probably would have seen it a few times in the Underdark. Um, Probably from um, people who allied with the priestesses of Lolth. But yeah, she's the queen of the succubi. She's she's a demon lord, so of course she's very dangerous in outright combat. But she's more dangerous because she's a lot like Lolth, and that she works with plans within plans within plans.
Mm-hmm.
and they she's more about subtle political actions than
Yep.
she is about overt warfare, like some of the other
More
demon lords
strategist
are.
than
Yes. Which of course makes her very, very dangerous, but because she's a succubi, very often people who don't really understand, who and what she is underestimate her. So she it's unclear whether or not she's the one who wrote the letter or if it's just someone who bears her seal. But Kenneth is trucking basically with demonic beings. Seriously, Jason. Ew, how's that going through his rib cage?
I had to mute. I laughed way too loud when I posted that. Oh shit.
What, her demonic red eyes?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Oh man. Oh, I
Red
keep forgetting
eyes.
you're a tiefling. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Um so yeah, that's what you found in that letter.
So our paladin's gonna get charmed.
Without even use of a spell slot. Yeah.
Not if she gets charmed by me first.
Cool. Well, I will. I'll back away slowly. Let him contemplate, and close the door again. And then I'm gonna run back downstairs, and I'm gonna go, "Hey, Nair, catch!" And then I'm gonna chuck a leather-bound book, or journal with a silk tie at him.
Okay.
Since now I'm weeding through all the extra shit I have with my spare time.
Okay.
A book with a silk tie?
Yeah, it's a leather-bound book with a silk tie. You're like, "Hey, you like books? Catch!" And just chuck it at him.
A leather-bound book with a silk tie.
Yep.
Okay. So I've got two things I need to look into. All right. Sweet.
Okay. So that still leads to the question: what are you all going to do with your 2 to 3 days of downtime?
Well,
I'm going to go around and stalk people.
There is no track feet in this
Yeah,
game.
playing ages.
That's okay. I can still do it.
Okay.
Turn it over. Clunk, clunk.
Exactly. You're wearing chainmail. So actually, you're wearing that. You're wearing, was it adamantine chainmail?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So Key 3 has decided to become that guy and start stalking people. What are the rest of you going to be doing?
Did we do it at the same time, Hannah? Holy shit!
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit!
I'm
The
going to
timing.
study books. I've got
Okay.
several of them to study.
Okay. So you go ahead and make some arcana checks at advantage.
Okay, first thing I'm going to do though is use rituals to cast Identify on all of the books that I have, just in case they're, magic.
Okay. It takes you probably the better part of an hour or so, maybe 2 hours to identify all the books you got. None of them are inherently magical. No.
Sweet. That's very good news. And then I study them. Add advantage, huh? So
So let's do that at advantage for each day if you're going to spend the day studying them. So you get one roll per day at advantage, Arcana.
okay.
Okay.
Oof. How many days?
3 days. Okay. Much better. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
What the Hannah? What are you doing?
That mean dickhead? Is that what that?
Uh, no, no doing
No,
damage.
not Johnny, not. Okay. Um.
How to delete my eyes.
Yeah, I know, right? Um. So I'll let you know what that resulted in after everyone else tells me what they're going to be doing for their downtime.
Radical. It is like the last day.
Yeah.
Is there any suspicious people around?
In your guild hall, other than you who's stalking people, no. You were the most suspicious person in the guild hall.
I'm okay with that.
And
I'm
not
okay
be
with
sneaky
that.
about it.
No, I can't be sneaky. I don't know how to do that.
You can try and it'll be a lot funnier.
Yeah, no, we can't.
Just
Keep
following
in
people
mind,
around the guild
Hannah, that
hall.
you have to do that at disadvantage, so roll one more time. Okay, so the 10 stays.
Oh,
Um, you, you are at disadvantage when you're wearing heavy armor like that. Um,
I thought
okay,
adamantine didn't give me disadvantage anymore.
that's mithril.
Fuck.
Mithril doesn't give you disadvantage. Adamantine means you cannot be critically hit.
Yep.
If you'd like to switch those out, that's fine with me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No? You're
No.
okay?
Yeah, I'm
What the?
good.
Why are you two just blowing up Discord with these horrifying images?
Just start at the top and look how it's like transgressed over time. You like my creepy Bugs Bunny?
No, I don't. You're straying dangerously close to like DM lightning bolt territory. Um. Anyway, so Hannah, is that what you're setting your mind to? You're just gonna be uh stalking people for the next 3 days?
Yeah, but I'm going to be intentionally trying to listen to anything that is suspicious or weird or sounds wrong or
Okay. Just within your guild hall or within the entire encampment?
the entire encampment.
Okay. So that 10 was your stealth for the first day. Go ahead and roll your perception.
Yeah, I don't have this either though. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Um
God.
you
Yeah.
you y- you're about as stealthy as someone who's just walking normally in chainmail could be. Um Unfortunately, as much as you are attempting to eavesdrop on people, it's difficult to eavesdrop on them when you make so much noise walking up to them. So the first day doesn't pan out much. You don't really get a lot of eavesdropping in. Uh, Velsar and Trenton, what are your downtime days going to be?
I'm gonna be honest, I have no fucking clue.
Okay, so like the kind of stuff you can do with downtime, you can go carousing. You can
Stalk
where
people with me.
If you really want to do that, you can try to go stalk people with key 3.
You know what? I'll follow her like shortly behind, just out of the entertainment of watching it happen.
Okay. The fuck?
Hey Hannah, do you like the movie Tangled?
Answering that question.
I'll take that as a yes. I'm gonna ruin it for you with one gift.
No, please stop. Both of you.
So I'm going to continue to rummage through the little satchel that I packed with shit. I have a puzzle box, 2
Mhm.
unopened jewelry boxes,
Yep.
a small hooded cowl, or a hooded cowl, all in my small satchel. So I'm going to examine those, starting with the cowl.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I think I did. I think I. Hold on. Let me. No. Was the cowl the one you took off of the guy who was running?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that is a leather cowl that goes over, can like cover your head with a mask that can be drawn up over the nose and cover the lower half of your face.
Okay.
It has no magical abilities, but it can be used to, of course, like hide your identity.
Okay. Next, I will look in the jewelry boxes.
Okay, they are locked.
All
Yeah, that is uh that is able to open them.
right.
All right, I'm looking to see where the
You're good. I'm just cleaning up all these notes.
Okay. So the first one. Uh Go ahead and roll a D100. Okay. You rolled a 54.
Yep.
All right. And you got there are 31 platinum pieces and 6 gems in this jewelry box.
Okay. What are the gems? Can I tell?
Oh, sorry, hold on. That's not 31. My fault.
Nope, you're good.
It's 10. That's 10 platinum pieces. Um,
Okay.
and the gems. All right. Okay. You have a bloodstone, 2 citrines, a jasper, an onyx, and a quartz.
All right. Second box.
Okay. Go ahead and open that one. Your thieves tool, like your lockpick,
Mhm.
breaks.
Damn it.
Snap the tip off.
Well, now. All right. So I'm gonna look around, see if anybody noticed what I was doing.
Okay. Were you doing this in the common room?
Just around kind of everybody else. I'm assuming I'm sticking near my kind of party.
Then let's see here.
It's more out of like embarrassment.
Yeah. No. Um, the 2 at the other table have finished up caring for their weapons and are playing some cards for right now. And the guy at the bar is busy putting away the food and like essentially manning the bar.
Okay. Yeah. So I just kind of glance around after hearing it snap, and then like, just kind of push the stuff back in my satchel.
Okay.
And then I pull out the puzzle box and I begin to try to figure out how to open.
Okay. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Just gonna do Arcana. It's not proficient, so it's just based in.
Okay. Um, while going over the puzzle box, it takes you a little while, but you realize after about an hour's fiddling with it that you're about back to where you started. You haven't managed to make any real headway in solving it.
Okay. I'm gonna give the box to Nair and go, hey, see if you can figure this thing out. I just can't wrap my head around it.
Okay. Nair, you are interrupted in your reading by Velsar, who hands you a box.
Well, that makes sense why the first day was so terrible.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why.
A new puzzle. First off, I cast Identify.
Okay. So you spend the 10, 11 minutes,
11 minutes, yeah.
11 minutes casting Identify. Um, the box itself is not magical, but
Okay.
there is magic inside it. It's just hard to read because you can't actually touch the object that is itself magical. You know there's magic inside the box. You just don't know what it is because
Ooh,
you
neat.
can't.
Excited I use Detect Magic. Gonna
Okay.
use my my free ritual casting.
Okay. The one that
Yeah, so it just takes me one
casts it
action.
for free. Yeah. Okay. Um,
And then I'm gonna stare at it for a little while.
give me a sec.
Sure.
It appears to be some kind of abjuration magic.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. So what do I need to roll for that to try to open it?
Be an intelligence check.
Just a straight int?
Yep.
15.
Okay. It takes you a little while. It kind of eats into your research time, but after about another hour, you're able to solve the puzzle. Um, it actually requires more than simply rearranging the tiles on the top. You have to like push certain bits in, pull certain bits out. One of those overly complicated, stupidly complex puzzle boxes.
Right.
But you managed to solve it.
Okay, and a Cenobite pops out, huh?
No, no, it's not Hellraiser. Um, um, and inside you find a necklace.
All right. It's time for a little bit more Identify, I think.
Okay. Um, after you identify it, you another like 11 minutes pass. It is a necklace of adaptation. It's a uncommon, wondrous item. It does require attunement. While you're wearing it, you can breathe normally in any environment. And if you are subjected to uh, anything that is like a harmful gas or vapor, you have advantage on the saving throw.
Huh. Okay. Well, sweet. I find him and I show him how to open the puzzle box and I tell him what the necklace does.
Okay.
Unless he was there the entire time, just waiting on me to solve it, sharing in every single time I went, fuck, and oh yeah.
Were you
Yeah,
doing that, Jason?
I was sitting next to him, but because it took a while, I'm just kind of like
Neat.
nodding off. My
Sweet.
head
Yeah, I wake
snapped
you up and
back.
hand you a necklace.
Oh, what is this?
You can just breathe anywhere and make you less poisoned or dead when you
Oh, and
breathe
that was
stuff
in
in.
that box. How did you open the box? That
Oh,
stumped
it's
me.
like
I
this.
I just I couldn't figure it out.
It's just like this. First, you flip the thing, and then you push in this thing, then you pull out that tab. But you also have to pull this tab at the same time that you're pushing in. It kind of requires 3 hands, so I just use my foot.
I didn't think about using the foot. Hey, that's why you're the smart one.
Okay. So, Velsar, you have a necklace of adaptation. Uh, requires attunement if you want to use it.
Okay. Let's see. Yep. So thank Nair. Hey, thanks, man. Um,
Oh yeah.
how was that? How was that book? Is it worth anything, or is it just a really cool book?
Yeah. I don't. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm just getting into the juicy bits. I'll let you know in a little while.
Oh, that's right. You were doing things. Yeah. I'll leave you alone. Yeah. Then I wave and then leave.
Okay.
I'm
So,
going to try to find somebody that will sell me a replacement pick very
okay.
discreetly.
Okay. Um, yeah, that's gonna be. Let's see here. All right. So you're gonna be searching for a while. Uh, Trenton, what are you gonna be doing with your spare time? Your
Following
downtime?
Keith around.
You're okay. So you and K3 are just going around trying to spy on people. Go
Yes.
ahead and roll your stealth, Trenton.
I'm kind of shadowing Keith. I'm not necessarily like with her.
Okay.
Like, I'm not making it to where she doesn't know I'm there. I'm just basically following her for the entertainment of watching her stealth around.
Okay, so you're not helping her spy on people, you're spying on her.
I mean, sort of, but I'm not like hiding from her in any way.
Okay, so you're just following her at like 10 feet back. Or 50 feet back or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm watching
Um,
the entertainment of reactions of people as she's just sneaking around.
she's you know that bit from Family Guy where Peter's trying to be sneaky and he's like dun 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 dun.
Yep.
She's not doing that, but her armor is essentially doing that for her, almost at that exact same like beat. Um, and the people around her who were just having normal, casual conversations with each other, they all stop and they turn and like everyone is looking at her, but she seems to be like looking around, and when she doesn't hear any conversation, she moves on. Um, it's almost like the Skyrim sneak, like
Yeah.
that sneaking motion that no one comments on, even though the eye is clearly like fully visible so everyone can see you. That's the kind of thing that's happening right now. Um, for the most part, people just kind of shake their heads and go back to their conversations. Um, most of the conversations that you overhear, what's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 18.
18. Most of them are about like where they're going to get their next meal, um, if they've heard anything about attempts to get back home, the typical stuff that people talk about in the Nexus. Um, some people have been here for years and they started to accept the fact that they're probably never going home. Others have only been here for weeks or months and they're still hopeful. So there's kind of the whole kit and caboodle there. For the most part, though, she spends several hours going around the encampment. Um, there's only, a few hundred people in the encampment total, like maybe 300 or 400. So everyone kind of knows each other, and most of them are kind of used to Key3's shenanigans by this point. And that's pretty much what your day is like. Velsar, it doesn't take you too long to find someone who deals in various adventuring gear and goods.
Mhm.
It's a small store. He's independent. He's a furbolg, large, kind of greenish skin. You familiar with what furbolgs look like?
Mhm.
Okay. He's something of a tinkerer, but more of just a crafter than anything else. Not necessarily like on the level of an artificer, but he makes tools for people. And when you come into his shop, he looks up from where he's working on, this small little contraption that he's using very fine tools on. He's got those little multi-lens spectacles on that allow you to zoom in on what you're looking at. He just kind of looks up and squints at you through them, and then moves them up to his forehead. It's like, oh, hello, Velsar. What brings you by today?
I'm gonna pull out what remains of my lockpick. Go, totally dropped this and it broke. Did you fix it, or do you have a replacement?
He just kind of brings the little specs down, and he looks at it for a second. Says, "Oh, it looks like you probably didn't set the pin correctly and just snapped it. But if you say you dropped it, who am I to judge?" And he just kind of winks at you. Says, "Do you have the other piece?"
Um, yes. So I take the small chest out, or the small jewelry box, and then kind of shake it
Okay.
over the counter to see if the other part will release.
Okay. Um. So yeah, you have to jiggle the box quite a bit to um get the hook of the pick out of the lock. Um, but you do manage to get all the pieces out. And he says, standard rate for something like this, for 1 silver, I can repair it. Um, or if you want to buy, some better tools, we can see what you got.
Okay. Yes, I'm interested in both. I'd like to look at the better set of tools and potentially fix these to keep the backup.
Okie dokie then. And he holds his hands over the broken pick, and then he looks back at you. Says, 1 silver, please.
Okay. Slide over a gold.
Like, "Hmm?" And he mumbles some arcane words, and the pick just snaps back together and seems to be whole again. And he takes the gold and slowly goes over to his drawer of coins, and he hands you 9 silver. Um, and it's like, so what kind of stuff are you looking for?
Um, I don't know. Anything that could help me get through, pesky locked doors, or in case I lock myself out of my room. Maybe I don't know, a wizard magically locks some stuff. As you know, as a prank.
He just kind of like,
You know I love doing pranks like that.
You're funny. And he leans down and he pulls out a hold on. He pulls out a small leather satchel. And he rolls it open. And inside are what looks like thieves' tools. But they're clearly of finer quality than, the ones you have.
Mm-hmm.
And says, these here will get you through any inconveniently locked door that you need to pass through. Only cost about 250 gold.
I'm going to ask him how he feels about gemstones as barter.
Oh well, we can work out a trade in gemstones. Yeah, those are usually pretty good currency. What you got to work with?
So I start putting a few of the gemstones that I have up on the table, starting with 2 citrine and then now the 2 citrine and then the jasper.
Okay. He looks at those for a second, and he says, "Well, those are mighty fine, and they're a good start, but it's not quite enough. If you want to make the rest up in actual gold, um, I'd say about another 100 gold."
All right. I'm gonna try to persuade him to take 50 in gold, 3 gemstones.
Okay. So since you're trying to get 20% off, go ahead and ooh.
No.
Well.
Oh, I thought that
This
was a
would
1
be
at first. It looks like
no.
yeah. Okay, it wasn't a 1.
It'll be his versus his persuasion versus yours, basically.
Sure.
No. I like you, Velsar. You're a good egg, but I can't be giving out all my goods that cheap, or I'll go out of business. See, man's got to eat.
Man does gotta eat.
Yeah, I'll be like, can't blame a guy for trying. So I'm
I
going
understand.
to slide over remaining 100 gold pieces and then 10 gold as a tip.
Oh, he nods his head and says, "You know, I do like you. I do like you, Belsar. So tell you what." And he reaches down and he brings out a crowbar that looks similar to the uh, hit you just got, and he places that down next to it. Says that should help you get out of a jam if you need it. And he takes the gold and the gems and he puts them down in his drawer.
I chuckle. I like that joke.
So you now have a set of +1 thieves tools.
Okay.
So you get +1 to your any check using the thieves tools. The crowbar is also a +1 crowbar. It can't be used as a weapon, but you know how if you use a crowbar to like pry open a door, you get advantage.
Mhm.
You would get advantage and +1. So, um, the other aspect of them is that these thieves tools are reinforced. So if you just roll like a 1 on them, they're not just going to snap. They can
Awesome.
still be destroyed, but
Yep.
they can, but they're just not going to break because you know get butterfingers for something.
Yep. God, what was this guy's name?
uh, no, I didn't actually give him a name. Uh, this is Drillmar's shop. There we go. Drillmar. I'll have to write that down.
Gotcha. You hooked me up, so I'm gonna earmark him for future business. Well, we hooked each other up, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you managed to find a set of +1 thieves tools and a +1 crowbar.
Oh, Jim. Cool. Yeah. So I head back and then try a feeble attempt at.
Picking the lock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second. It's the thieves' tools. All right. Let's see here. That's much better.
Oh yeah, yeah. It they work like a charm. It's the lock just parts like you know, hot knife through butter. It opens up.
Nice.
All right, you got yourself another uh mm, okay. There's another 6 platinum in that one, and roll D100 for the gems. Oof. There are no gems in that one. Sorry, my dude.
Nope. All good.
But you did get another 6. You did get another 6 plat, and you have a jewelry box.
Nice. And other than that, I am going to screw around with my Fletcher's kit.
Okay. You're going to be attempting to make some arrows.
Yep, practicing.
Okay. So go ahead and are you proficient with the Fletchers?
I am not.
Okay. Um, what about with woodcarver's tools? Are you proficient with those?
I don't have any tool proficiency outside of thieves' tools currently.
Okay. So what you could do then is start working to gain proficiency
Mhm.
in specifically Fletcher's tools, which would be you could pretty much only make arrows with it. Um, so you could basically practice for that. Um, go ahead and make a dexterity and int check for me.
Int.
Okay.
X check.
Okay. Um, so yeah, you spend the rest of the day just practicing with the Fletcher's kit. You don't have too many um what do you call it? Raw materials to make arrows with. So you pretty much go through what you have on that first day. If you wanted to continue doing that, you would need to go get some more materials or just get them from somewhere. But mark down like one of 20. So about 19 more successful days, and you'll have proficiency with specifically with Fletcher's tools.
Awesome. Got it.
Okay. Um. All right. Nair, that first day of reading with your 14. Um.
Yeah.
Or Hannah. Um. With the 14, what were you focusing on? The transmutation magic?
That is a good question. Sure. We'll go
Okay.
for transmutation first.
Okay. So a 14, you kind of cover a lot of the basics you already know, but it's a good refresher, right? It's been a while since you were at the Praven Academy for Magical Arts, and you were more of a generalist than anything else, so you never really specialized in any of the schools. Um, you were always more the speed of transcription and getting the information down quickly than a deep understanding anyway. So a lot of it is stuff that you knew but didn't practice.
Hmm.
But mainly it's the basics of transmutation and what its limits are. Um, most transmutation is not going to most of the transmutation that you probably be capable of wouldn't last that long, simply because transmutation is often about um, kind of overriding the natural order of things to force a new physical form upon something. So there's only so long that can work before it is forced back into its previous form.
Right.
Yeah. So um, the second day is a little more of the same, although you go a little more in depth into like what transmutation can do, and you're kind of surprised by just how many aspects of magic deal with transmutation. You've never really focused on any one school of magic, like I said earlier, and this is kind of eye-opening as to what transmutation is capable of. I mean, you've heard of polymorph, of course, right? But um, transmutation can change all manners of aspects of a person, um, from their mass to their weight to um, just their physical abilities, right? And that's not counting what it can do to the world around you. Um, uh-oh. As for the third day, 26.
Well, I was actually figuring on doing books on transmutation day 1,
Okay.
and then doing the encoded book, and then the leather-bound book with a silk tie.
Okay.
Or actually, probably reverse that. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter. I've already written it down. That's it. Yep.
Okay. So the encoded book then,
That gets an 18
yeah.
to attempt to decipher.
So let me check something real quick. See what the all right. And you are not able to decipher the book.
Okay.
Um, it's a pretty complex cipher. It's unlike anything you've really seen before. You're more focused, of course, on arcane symbols and the like, and those aren't really encoded so much as they are kind of like a coding language on their own. It's not meant to hide information. It's meant to give something that is inherently chaotic a stable form.
Right.
So that's pretty much your second day then. What were you doing on your third day?
Leather-bound book with a silk tie.
Okay. Um, that one is also encoded, but you are able to break that encoding, and it takes you pretty much the entire day. Um, that book is Kenneth's notes, excuse me, on planar uh, travel and teleportation magic, as well as his theories on various rituals that can be performed and how and why exactly um, people can't permanently leave the Nexus. Part of his information comes from actual discussions with demons who have been trapped in the Nexus, um, and their descriptions of what it feels like. Um, he was able to determine that they were actually terrified of being here because the Nexus was reassigned as their home plane, and if they die here, they die, as opposed to simply going back to whatever hell they spawned in. So he's actually been using that threat and promise, kind of carrot and stick of like, you work with me and I'll try to get you back to your home and have you stay there. But if you don't, I'll just kill you here. Which is how he's been getting various demons to work with him. You also find referenced in his notes a few more encampments that you've never heard of that are potentially weeks of travel away. and one of the last references he has is that a demon was mentioning something under the water. They found a fissure and they were trying to get inside, but they found something under the water. And that's pretty much it.
Interesting. I'm going to take this book and give it to Theo.
Give me a sec.
Along with my notes on deciphering it.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to figure out how to go underwater without being poisoned or whatever. What happened if we swim in the water, we die?
It's highly toxic.
Okay.
So if you drink it, you're pretty much gonna die, and just swimming in it has a better than average chance of poisoning you.
Huh. I'll probably talk to Theo about it.
Yeah. Um. Okay. Oh, that's right. He was working on. Where is it? Oh, right. It was that potion. So I assume you go up to talk to Theo pretty much immediately after you finish the book.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, when you get up there, he is now consulting the books that you brought him. Since it's been a few days, he seems to have finished what he was working on. What's your passive perception again?
10.
10? Okay. Yeah, the room looks a little more cluttered than it was the last time you were here. Um, but for the most part, still looks kind of what you were kind of used to.
Is the big iron door still there?
Uh, there are 3 of them now.
There are 3 of them now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna walk up. Hey Theo, I've got this book that I deciphered. It's got notes on it's got Kenneth's notes.
He looks up and he says, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
Hand
here's
it
the
over.
key. And here's the thing. He talks about a fissure he's trying to get inside. Apparently he's hanging out with a lot of demons. They're terrified of dying here. You know, you get it. He found a fissure under the water somewhere.
Okay.
They're trying to get inside of it.
It would probably be demons who could survive that kind of trip. I doubt any of the humanoid races could.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. How one could circumvent that type of thing.
Well, he kind of leans back for a second and he goes, I can think of probably half a dozen ways to get to the bottom of wherever that is. The only problem becomes how to interact with anything when down there. We haven't found any flora or fauna here, so there's no telling if polymorph or some kind of shape change would work. Probably your best bet would be some kind of contraption, uh, something to give you complete immunity to poisons and toxins, or something like a resilient sphere.
Huh. Yeah, but the buoyancy.
Uh, yeah, if you had something in the sphere with you, it would probably help you weigh it down.
Hmm.
Um, oh, right, I was gonna look that up.
All right, well. I have one more book that I haven't been able to decipher.
Oh,
Yeah. I handed over
okay.
along with the notes that I took on deciphering it. It's not my best work.
It's like, this is an impressive cipher. Probably take me a little while to figure it out. May I? And he holds his hand out.
Of course.
Thank you. And he takes it. Um, I'll see what I can find out about this. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Any points at the other book that you've already um, deciphered. Um, if you could you go ahead and send Velsar up when you see him?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, I go downstairs and send Valsar up, and then clean my room of all of the trash that's been accumulated over the past 3 days of me doing nothing but studying.
Yeah, go take a bath or something. Okay.
Oh God, there's baths here? I've just been using prestidigitation.
Um, I keep forgetting you only have a passive perception of 10. Um, we'll get to that when everyone else is back. Hannah, are you back as well?
I am.
Okay. Are you going to be stalking people the remaining 2 days? Are you going to try to buy anything anywhere? Are you going to?
No, I'm gonna try and find anything suspicious around the town.
Okay. So go ahead and go ahead and roll your stealth at disadvantage. Excuse me, and your perception check. Okay. Okay. Um, you don't find out too much. Um, there's not a whole lot going on in the encampment. It's um, mostly just people going about their daily lives. You do get stopped a couple of times by the town guard, but as soon as they see that it's you, they just shake their heads and wish you a pleasant day. Um, Johnny, are you still following Hannah around, or are you trying to do some other thing with your downtime?
Yes, and I audibly chuckle when the guards approach her.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. You're not even trying to hide your presence. So key 3, Trenton is just kind of standing, probably a few dozen feet behind you, leaning against the wall, thumbs in his belt. Johnny, go ahead and make a perception check as well.
Ooh, baby.
Man. Okay.
Everything.
You see that there are people watching Hannah. Key 3, sorry. They're doing so from alleyways. Before they kind of dart back into the alley. And you did manage to see on one of their shoulder pauldrons embossed kind of stylized sigil of the head of a bear.
Okay. Have they seemed to have noticed me, and how many did I see?
You saw one who was looking at key 3 and then darted into an alley. They kind of went out of sight.
Okay. I hurry up to key 3.
Okay.
I kind of talk on her. Key 3, let's go back to the guild now.
Why?
I whispered to her, we're being watched.
By who?
The guild we're at war with now.
How many?
One that I saw, but it's likely more.
Are there any guards nearby?
There were a couple, yeah.
Are they far from me or
Probably about 25, 30 feet away from you.
in the same direction that I was walking?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to walk up to the guard and kind of like energetically and loudly greet them and
Okay.
tell them I have a quick question for them.
Um, okay. The guard that you walk up to, his eyes get kind of wide when you walk up to him, and your passive perception is 12, right?
It is.
Okay. In the light of the nearby kind of shop, you can see that he has just the faintest like dusting of a blush across his cheeks and nose, and he
Oh,
kind of looks away from you and says, "Yes, Lady Seraphina, how can I help you?"
I like this lady shit. Um, okay, so let me reiterate. That's not the right word I'm looking for. Let me.
Rephrase?
Mm, I need to figure out what the fuck's going on where I'm at right now. That's what I need to
Retell?
do.
Okay.
So we're in our guild house, right?
No, sorry. You and
Encampment.
Trenton were. All right. Let's see here if this will work.
Like the place, the encampment we're in is part of our guild house.
No, your guild house is part of the encampment. The encampment is the nice way of like saying the town. Okay.
Okay.
Like right now, you two are probably like in this area.
Okay. So if we're at war with this bear guild, then this place would be at war with this bear guild too, correct?
Not necessarily. there are multiple guilds in this encampment and in each encampment. They kind of cohabitate, they coexist. For the most part, everyone has kind of like a friendly, kind of non-warfare state. But when Banner said that you're at war, it's not like a formal declaration of war. I mean, this is going to be probably some
Covert stuff.
Yeah, this is going to be like sabotaging each other's missions, probably attacking each other when you're out of sight of the other guilds. Worst case scenario would be they go to a bunch of other guilds and get allies against you and then do actual open warfare, which probably would get a lot of the city guard involved, but you haven't heard anything of that like extent happening yet.
Okay.
What you know for certain is that you attacked their guild hall, killed a lot of their people, took a lot of their shit, kind of set off an explosive there, and they
Wait, we didn't.
most likely didn't you set off the explosive?
No,
No.
I thought you said you did.
no, we chose not to.
Oh,
No.
okay. Well, then you didn't set off the explosion there, but you still killed a shit ton of people and stole a bunch of stuff.
Also very true.
Um, and they know who you are, so you can expect some kind of retaliation. It's just not sure like what kind.
I begin to tug on her again subtly and just say, "We need to go. We don't want something to happen and innocents to get involved. Let's go tell Theo."
All right. I turn to the guard that I was talking to, and I suggest that we go get a drink sometime.
He blushes and stammers, and his partner just kind of chuckles and slaps him on the shoulder and is like, "Come on, Jenkins." And he nods to you both.
Oh no, not Jenkins. Are we going to see a video helmet footage of the flight?
He just turns a corner and just gets like riddled with crossbow bolts. Yeah. But the guard you said that to is just kind of like nodding and stammering and stumbling away. He looks pretty young. He's probably like 19.
Oh, gross. Uh,
How old is your character?
I haven't decided, but
Okay.
I don't know how old my character would be. Uh, anyway. Um, all right. I start walking back to dumb Theo slowly,
Okay.
very slowly. I'm not in
Okay.
a hurry.
All right. You're casually strolling back to the conservatory. Okay.
hmm
You've noticed the second day that you actually have even a few more options at breakfast and lunch and dinner. Like you're actually getting decent food, not the kind of gruel and water that you've had to subsist on for the last few months. It's not nearly to the quality or expense that you saw at the Guild of the Hawk, but you're actually getting real, like, tasty home cooked. Also, there are some new spirits behind the bar. There's some wines, there's a few whiskeys, and even some rum.
Ooh la la.
Yeah.
Is Banner here?
Banner is doing what he's been doing for the last few days, which is working on various potions.
Okay. I kind of skitter past the bar. What's the bartender's name? Do we know that?
You haven't asked.
Oh, what's his name?
Oh, hello, sir. I'm
Jackie.
I think you cut out, Aubrey.
hello, sir. I'm Bertrand.
Bertrand. Hi. Yeah. Go ahead and hand me one of those bottles of rum, please. Thanks.
The whole bottle, sir?
Yes, absolutely.
He kind of looks over at the other people in the bar, and all of your party members who are in the room just kind of sigh and nod their head. So he picks up one of the bottles of rum, and he hands it over to you.
Excellent. Thanks, Bertrand. I start heading up to Theo as I start swigging the rum.
Okay.
I follow.
You follow him up. It's actually a pretty decent rum. It's got a good burn to it, but it's also a bit sweet.
Keith, you got to try this.
I drink.
It's a good rum. It's one of those kinds of liquors that if you're not careful, you could probably just have a little too much of it.
So
Okay.
I assume we make it up to Theo.
Yeah, the door is closed. It's been a couple of days since you've seen him. It takes a couple of minutes for the door to open, but it does open. There's just the faintest like hint of kind of smoke in the room. The room is larger than you remember it being, and on the wall are 3 wrought iron doors. No door handle or keyhole, just small silver plates set into the center of the door. The oddest part about them is that they all seem to be on the wall that's facing the outside.
Okay, so out of character, dimensional doors of some kind.
I mean, you have no idea. You're not a spellcrafter or
Out of
any kind,
character.
but yeah, out of character. There's some freaky magic shit going on. Like this guy is,
Magic shit.
yeah, this guy's doing something.
Cool. Hey Theo.
He looks up from what looks like some of the ingots of mithril that he was shaping with his magic. He says, "Yes."
It's worth mentioning that the Guild of the Bear is here.
He just kind of closes his eyes and that was faster than I thought it would be.
I'm assuming they're running reconnaissance right now, if I were to guess, but
Say it again.
no telling for sure.
Well,
Running what?
Reconnaissance.
Oh.
yeah. Well, if they try their hand at some kind of scrying or divination, they'll be sorely disappointed. But that's not to say that they can't simply walk in the door. Tell everyone to be on their guard.
Yeah. Not that the others will, but the one I did see did have a crest on his armor.
Useful for us. Stupid for them. I'll inform Banner and Bertrand to be on their guards. I'll make sure to set up some more defenses.
All right. I won't take up any more of your time.
He nods. Were you wanting anything, Key3?
Mm, no, I'm okay.
Very well. Enjoy the rum, Fox. He just kind of smirks and then goes back to the mithril bars he was working on.
You know I will.
Okay. So Jason, what are you going to be doing that second day?
I will seek out supplies for my newfound hobby.
Okay. It doesn't take too long to find various um, pieces of wood and arrowheads and things to be used for the fletching. All told, since you're not buying the actual arrows, but you're buying the supplies themselves, it's a little cheaper, but not much because again, you're in an area that doesn't have access to a lot of these raw supplies.
Yep.
Um, about how many days worth would you say that you're looking to purchase?
Um, for now, I'm just going to purchase the remaining 2 days worth.
Okay, so that winds up costing you about another 8 gold.
Okay.
Simply because of the sheer scarcity of the supplies.
Sure.
You have noticed that most people here don't have bows or crossbows. It's mostly clubs of some kind, daggers, short swords, things of the like. So if you're going to do your rolls, you can go ahead and do that. Dex and then int. Okay.
Int.
Okay. So you don't horribly mess it up. You get another day's practice. But unlike the first day where you actually made about 4 arrows, so you can go ahead and mark in 4 arrows if you want, you didn't actually manage to make any arrows that you would feel confident in. You wind up taking all the stuff apart. So you still have your materials. You haven't destroyed them, but you don't have anything that you would feel very very confident in.
Okay.
But you do get another day towards your proficiency. Trenton, K3, do you tell anyone else about what you saw?
I mean, if I pass by Banner and Bertrand, I'll mention them, of course, to them
Yeah.
since Theo said he would mention it to him.
Yeah, I mean Bertram is in the common room tending the bar. It seems that he's actually kind of a somewhat accomplished bartender, or at least he knows what he's doing.
I'll make it clear. I also don't say loud enough to where like the new recruits over here and know what's going on. I figure that's something Theo will tell them if it becomes pertinent information for them.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Banner is, of course, still working in his little alchemy lab. Bertram seems kind of like he's like, oh, okay, well, I'll keep an eye out. And he kind of like pats a club he's got. Looks kind of like a nightstick. What are you doing for the third day? I'm assuming that Jason's going to be doing the fletching again.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll your dex and int. Okay. Oh, very good. Okay. You manage. You manage another 4 arrows using a day's supplies, and you get a third day towards your proficiency with Fletcher's tools.
Got it.
All right. Nair, key 3? Not Nair, because I already know what Nair's doing. Trenton,
Yeah.
key 3, what are you doing for that third day?
I want to go around the encampment and try and find Homeboy.
Okay, so you are seeking out an agent of the Guild of the Bear. Trenton, are
Mm-hmm.
you following behind her, or are you doing something else?
No, I'm gonna hang out in the guild for today. Kind of help keep an eye out in case someone
Okay.
mischievous wanders in here. Um,
Okay.
I'll take. I'll have him just kind of pour me rum, and I'll nurse it. Control myself to nurse it, basically.
Okay. He does ask if you want any mixed drinks, or if
I
you
laugh.
just want the
I
rum.
laugh.
It's like he just like winks and nods and goes back to tending the bar.
Cool. And then I drop that 200 gold. That's 200 second gold, and say, "Yeah, this is for the guild, by the way."
He just looks at it and says, "All right, I'll give it to Banner." He picks it and he goes and he sets it at the back of the bar, kind of the furthest away from where someone can just go around and get to it, and they can't just reach over.
Banner's gonna get fucking annoyed with me.
I mean, probably. Um, but so key 3. Huh.
Mhm.
Um, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay.
So as you are kind of walking around town, are you trying to sneak, or are you just casually walking around trying to be seen?
I'm just casually walking. Like I'm not like trying to draw attention or anything, but I'm not trying to be sneaky either.
Okay. So just walking around, you you notice that you are being followed. Um, they're they're trying to be stealthy. Um, they're sticking to the shadows, but it's just like that barest scrape of leather on stone, and you hear them.
How many?
It sounds like one.
Okay. How far away am I from the guild hall?
I mean, you've been walking around town for a bit, so it'd probably be a good 3 or 4 minutes walk.
Okay. I'm going to keep the same pace I have and uh make my way back to the guild hall.
Okay.
Downtown.
Are you taking any specific path? Are you walking just as straight line as you can towards there? Are you
Take the scenic route.
okay?
Whatever
So
that means down here.
okay, it essentially means you're kind of meandering through the town.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there, I'll put you up there, more or less. Well, actually, you're probably more like here. Okay. And you spot him. It's not that easy. He's taking a shot at you, but you're aware, so he doesn't get his advantage. Okay. Does a 22 hit you?
Yes.
Okay. So you take 9 damage from a crossbow bolt that just slams into your shoulder. It's a small bolt, just a little hand crossbow bolt, but it got you right in the armor, or right in like a weak point of the armor. Go ahead and roll initiative.
My God. Did something. Oh, I forgot to click my character first.
I can add it. You are going to go before him, though.
Called Johnny on my bat phone.
Okay, so I need everyone to roll initiative. Yep. It is your turn. You go first. He is maybe 10 feet behind you. It wouldn't be that far to move.
You just go like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, 5-foot step.
Are there witnesses around?
There are not, which is why he attacked you here.
Perfect. Well, hopefully nobody comes up here, because then this would be really bad. Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action cast Branding Smite,
Okay.
and then I'm going to attack.
Okay.
Pray to God I hit. With this guy right here. Oh wait, no, wait, what? Oh wait, oh no,
That
and that
is a natural
one.
one. Okay.
I'm so done with roll 20. I'm roll 20 cursed.
Okay. He kind of like darts out of the way really quick, and you slam your sword down into the stone of the ground. And you hear kind of like a and the sword itself is kind of blunted on the tip. So it's not a problem now, but you're gonna need to fix this later.
Yeah.
So you have a second attack. I assume you're going to use it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I am. Okay, a 16.
You just barely hit him.
Okay, I'm gonna use Divine Smite.
Okay.
I'm
What
gonna
level are you going to use?
a level 1
Okay, so you're adding an additional 2d8 to this,
plus my 2d6.
plus your 2d6, plus your d8 from your long. So 3d8 plus 2d6 plus your strength modifier.
Yeah, so the 14's already rolled because it was built into the thing.
Yep.
Okay, so
Okay.
then another 2d8,
Yep.
15,
Nice.
another 2d6. I don't add anything to this, right? Like my
No.
strength's already added.
Your
Okay,
strength and everything is already added.
another 2d6. It's
Okay.
11.
Yeah. So, interesting. You went 15 points over his health. Yeah. How do you want this to happen?
I stick my sword up his asshole
Okay. You just kind
and
of
like slice him vertically in half. Yeah, that's good.
okay.
I like that.
You bash him in the face. He's kind of stunned. You turn him around. You stick the sword, the flaming sword, full of radiance and divine fire, up his rectum, and then split him up the back.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
that's horrifying, but
Mhm.
seems in character for you. Um,
Yep.
he just pops like a balloon, and is burning. There was a bright flash of radiant light as your divine smite struck him, and the rest is just slowly burning.
Okay, sucks to be him.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the guild hall and go report my killing to Theo
Damn!
I was
Paladins
attacked
be
first.
murdering.
I didn't kill unnecessarily.
Were attacked first, and the only reason it wasn't a sneak attack is because you knew he was there, and so he didn't get an advantage on the attack.
That's good because it probably wouldn't have gone well.
I mean, he potentially could have hurt you pretty badly, yeah. Um, so you make your way back to the guild hall, the conservatory.
Mm-hmm. We go find Theo.
All right, you are back at the conservatory. What? Oh God, that's disgusting. The hell is wrong with you people? Okay, so yeah, you get back to the conservatory. Key3 walks in on the third day when Velsar is sitting there practicing his fletching, and Trenton is just kind of slowly drinking at the bar.
A happy
Uh,
skip to my hop. Happy hop
yeah,
to my
she
walk.
just daintily skips through, ignoring the hand crossbow bolt that's stuck in her shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Um, and she goes upstairs. Um, you get upstairs. The door is actually open this time, and it looks like Theo is putting the finishing touches to a suit of armor.
Hello, Theo.
E3, oh, what? What happened? And he
I was
walks over to
attacked.
you, and he goes over to a desk and he grabs some bandages, and he comes back to you. He says, "This is gonna hurt," and he pulls out the what? Oh, okay. Y'all are talking about how hot Kevin Hart is. Okay.
I think he's
He
good
pulls out
looking.
the crossbow bolt. He does have symmetrical features, yeah.
I wasn't talking about his hot. I was talking about his the way he looked.
Okay.
Once you count in the height, though, everything changes, huh?
I mean, yeah, stick
Anyway,
him next to the rock and all game's done. Sorry. I'm getting an arrow taken out of my shoulder.
yeah, he pulls the arrow out real quick and he starts applying the bandages and some poultices, essentially using a healer's kit on you. You recover 12 hit points.
Oh, that's nice
Um,
of him.
it's like, what happened?
I was attacked by the Guild of the Bear.
Am I to assume, based on the sheer amount of ozone and what can only just be described as what I hope is smoked pork, that the person who did this is dead?
Smoked pork.
Yeah, I smoked his pork.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I'm tired. I'm working 2 jobs right now.
Yeah. He nods. He says, "Well, um, stay in the guild hall for now. Go get something to eat, get some rest. I'll finish up the last of the defenses tonight, and then we'll be ready tomorrow."
Okie dokie, artichoke.
Oh, by the way, send Velsar up when you can, please.
Well, he's always in trouble, isn't he? I
Velsar?
leave. Yeah. Just seems like he's always up here. Or you guys are doing the dirty. Gross. I'm leaving. Okay.
Do you actually say that to Theo?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
I stepped away from him. What happened?
I accused Theo and Belsar of having sex.
Nice.
Your passive perception is 12. You just hear him mutter, "He should be so lucky," and then he sits back down.
You're right. You're right.
Okay.
I leave.
You trundle back downstairs, still kind of skipping daintily.
With new
Bandage
health.
with new health. You should now be at full health, I believe.
I am.
Okay. Yeah, it's the common room. It's probably around lunchtime.
I go sit next to Trenton and take his rum
Okay.
and
Trenton,
order something.
K3 walks up, swipes your rum, and orders some food.
I grab the glass and slide it back over to me.
Okay.
I grab the glass and down it.
Okay. This point, Bertram comes back over. He sees this tussle going on. He just he pulls out another mug and he fills them both with rum.
Oh, thank you.
You could have just ordered your own in the first place.
Oh, that means I had to wait. Didn't even wait. It was right there. So,
It
you know,
it took him 5 seconds.
that's 5 seconds without rum. I just got shot. Leave me alone.
That's your own fault.
No, I was exploring our beautiful, dreary encampment.
Whatever.
I was.
Okay.
I did nothing wrong. Thank you. Oh, and Theo and Velsar are having sex.
How loud do you say that?
I mean, is it pretty loud in here?
No, it's relatively quiet.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna scream it. I just say it so he can hear me, like a
Okay.
whisper.
Okay, so you whisper it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh,
have trouble
Keith,
believing that.
K3 tells you this scandalous bit of news. You look over and see Velsar just slowly rubbing wax into the shaft of an arrow.
Velsar, Theo wants you in his office. Forgot to tell him.
Oh, okay.
No.
I spit on my shaft and put it away.
Seeing certain context clues, I start to question whether she's actually telling the truth or not now.
You?
Okay. All right. So I assume Belsar goes up to Theo's office.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he goes down.
Righteous.
Roll for penetration.
Oh god. Oh god.
Do it. Roll it. Roll it. Do it.
So lucky.
Roll for investigation.
Say lucky.
To find the G spot.
Yeah, lucky.
Roll your concentration, Jason. Let's see it.
You're taking damage. Roll your concentration.
Yeah.
So you get up there. The door is open. Theo is at his desk. He's going over some books. And kind of in the corner of the room on a stand is honestly a beautiful set of mithril half-plate.
This is gonna make it look even worse.
Move back.
I go upstairs and I come back down with new armor.
Yeah. Theo looks at it and he says, using techniques at my disposal, I was able to craft it with no waste, so it didn't really take much of the mithril ingots, or many of them. Go ahead and go try it on and then tell me if it needs any adjustments.
Awesome. Yeah, I trot over and put it on.
Right there in his office?
Yep.
Okay. He's paying very close attention to his books. He doesn't seem to notice anything is going on until he starts hearing like the thumps of armor hitting his floor. Because what armor are you wearing right now?
Studded leather.
Okay. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to doff. It takes like 1 minute to take off light armor, and another 5 to put on the medium. So you take off the armor, and you're essentially there in your kind of cotton undershirt and your underclothes,
Mhm.
and you just kind of drop the armor to the floor and you start putting it on. He glances up in surprise, shakes his head, rolls his eyes, and then goes back to his book.
Gotcha.
Okay. Um, so you have a set of mithril half plate. Does not require attunement. Does not have a penalty on stealth checks or a strength requirement. It also weighs maybe like 20 pounds total, as opposed to normal half plate, which weighs about 40.
Sweet.
Okay. So yeah, you have half plate armor. What do you do with the studded leather that you had?
Donate it.
Okay, you just give it back to the guild.
Mhm.
Okay, so you go downstairs and I assume give it to Banner.
Yep.
Okay. Banner looks like he's putting the finishing touches on a couple of potions, and 1, 2. Okay. He says, "Oh, Belsar, um, good. You're here." And he picks up 3 vials. and he holds them out to you. He says, "I got these for the group for their next mission. I made these." And he hands you 2 greater potions of healing.
Okay.
Oh, hey, by the way, if everybody's in the guild hall, I have potions. I'm gonna give them to Key 3.
Okay. He also hands you a potion of watchful rest.
What kind of potions are these?
Greater and superior healing potions.
Awesome. They will definitely come in handy.
Yep. Potion of watchful rest. When you drink this potion, you gain the following benefits for the next 8 hours. Magic cannot put you to sleep. You can remain awake during a long rest and still gain its benefits. It does not have any effect on creatures that do not actually require sleep, such as elves. So do you have the Fade or the trance ability? Or is that not something half-elves get?
I don't think I get that. I think that's just elf.
Okay. All right. Then it can still affect you. It basically can affect any of you. Take it before a long rest. You don't have to go to sleep, and you still get all the effects of a long rest.
Jeez, Jason, stupid mudblood.
Yes, I have Fey ancestry, but not the trance.
Okay. So he has 1 of those and 2 of the greater healing, and he gave that to you.
And I'm really tired. I'm gonna call it tonight.
Okay.
All right. Yes, I take the potions down to.
Okay. Night, Hanners.
Alright, sorry.
So, how many potions of greater healing did he give you, Nair? 1 or 2?
1.
He gave you 1 of greater and 1 of superior. That's right.
Yes.
So the party should now have 3 potions of greater, 1 potion of superior, and I think a couple of regular that you got from something.
I think Hannah was holding on to those.
Yeah. Okay. So you should be pretty good on healing for a while. Good. Good.
Should. But then an ancient dragon.
Yeah. That's level 7. Relax. Okay. So, near the end of the day, Theo is actually down in the common room. He's bringing down some more food, really, to be cooked. And a man in chainmail walks into the guild hall, and he kind of looks around for a bit, and then walks up to the bar and stands right in front of where Theo is, and just starts softly speaking to him.
I like 2. He's common and
Okay.
draconic. Damn it, where are they? Oh, there they are. Elvish and draconic.
Common, Elvish, and Draconic.
Yes.
Okay. So you sort of recognize what he's saying. There are some elements that are cognates with Elvish, but it seems
Well,
Like
cats comprehend languages.
Okay. Um,
Do I have that prepped? Actually, that's a good question. Hang on. Wait,
okay.
did I not pick that up? I could have sworn I picked that up. Son of a... I must be confusing it with Jerry. Never mind. Nope, I don't know
Okay.
it. I apologize.
Okay.
I got Nair confused with Jerry.
I can see why.
Bah. Nair's totally different. He's not all about burning stuff. He just wants to read his books and
Yeah.
go home and kill his brother.
The non-Banner brother.
Well, yeah.
So, oh God, Jerry. Um, you're only picking up probably like every third or fourth word. They're speaking to each other kind of rapidly. The man at the counter he's visibly becoming like hostile, and Theo just kind of leans back a bit, and they've been, from what you can gather, kind of the man's been subtly and not so subtly threatening him. And Theo has just been, polite but firm. Um, he finally leans back and he says, in common, uh, if Kenneth has a problem, then he knows where to find me. And the man at the bar responds back, Kenneth doesn't deal with nobody's, old man. And he draws his sword. Are any of you going to be doing anything?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I assume you all like jump up and draw your weapons.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
does Keith. So does Travis. Even Bertram reaches up and snatches up his stick. Theo just kind of cocks his head to the side and says, that was a mistake. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them hit. For 50 damage. All of a sudden, these small 10-pin bowling balls all along the rafters and the top of the bar that most of the time you don't even pay attention to just fly down en masse and just start pummeling the shit out of this guy. They drive him to his knees, and he's just absolutely stunned. And then they all float back up to just above head height. And Theo says to him, this is your last chance. Only for the man to kind of spit at him. So I'm not going to roll for the rest of them because 10 of them are probably, at least a few of them are going to hit for the amount of damage he has left. And what follows is just one of the most brutal displays you've ever seen of a man just dispassionately watching someone else get beaten to death with
Like some Saw
flying,
shit.
some flying bowling balls that are just pounding this guy until he stops moving. And then they float back up. He casts Prestidigitation on them, and they go back to where they were before.
Oh.
Should
I walk
do
over the body and
anything, Theo?
start casting prestidigitation on the blood.
Thank you, Nair. Throw him out. Make sure there's no mess left behind. And then get some sleep. And then he goes back upstairs.
I start lifting the body, and next to Nair, I whisper, "Remind me to never piss him off and make him my enemy."
Yeah, I'm starting to regret some of my decisions.
Yeah. Looking up, you notice that there are dozens of bowling balls in this place.
I thought it was just a hobby.
Yeah,
one old guy mentioned it.
yeah, he did. The artificer mentioned it.
I don't think he mentioned that. I think he mentioned the coins.
No,
That's what
mentioned
he's.
bowling balls.
He mentioned the bowling balls, but he also saw he one time saw Theo just use coins.
Huh.
Just threw down some coins and killed people with them.
All right. Well, I drag his body away.
Okay. You drag the body outside. There's no dumpsters or anything, but you drag the body outside. Nair's following behind, cleaning up with prestidigitation to get rid of the blood and brain and other bits that are coming out, teeth and the like. Are you gonna try to pick over his corpse for anything?
I'll look through it, see if there's anything of actual importance.
He has, a coin pouch. He has some money in there.
I take it. Don't tell me the amount. I'm just gonna give it to the guild right away.
Okay. He has his weapons. He has his armor. His armor is kind of beat all to hell right now. It requires some pretty extensive cleaning and mending to get back into any kind of usable shape.
What's his weapons?
He has a longsword and a short sword.
Meh. I kind of look back into the guild. Any of you new recruits need a new weapon?
Travis just looks kind of sick to his stomach and is kind of frantically looking about at all the bowling balls that he may or may not have noticed but didn't pay much attention to. And Keith is just looking at the spot where this man was rather brutally beaten to death and says, no, don't think they do much good.
All right. Are there any citizens kind of walking around?
No, this is later in the day. There's no one really walking towards the guild at this point.
No one around at all?
You can hear some, songs from some of the other guilds nearby. People are probably in their cups and drinking and laughing and talking, but there's no one outside in the immediate vicinity right now.
Okay. Not even a guard?
Nearest guard looks like they're probably 90, 100 feet away.
Cool. I'm just gonna yell at him. Hey, we have a body here if y'all are able to get someone to remove it.
The guard kind of comes trotting over. And he's like, oh God, what? And you notice he's an older looking man. And he takes a long look at the body, and he's looking at you, and he looks in the open doorway and looks back at you and says, Theo?
Yep.
We'll take care of it, lad. He starts walking away. He's like, I'll be back with some boys later.
All right. I take the body.
All right. That's probably where we're going to leave it off for tonight. Next time we'll go over your next mission. And yeah, we'll take it from there. So
Coolio.
All right. Gonna take
All
my
right,
notes.
folks, that's a wrap until next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central. See you guys then. Peace.
Level 6, yay!
No.
No.